The Chicago Bears just traded the number one draft pick, and we talk about that next on the Unbearable Sports Podcast.
Yeah, she's got some nice long hair.
Welcome back to the Unbearable Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Barron. Make sure to like and subscribe out there on YouTube. And I'm coming to you with breaking news. The Bears, you might have heard, traded the number one pick overall to the Carolina Panthers and got a haul. Today, we're going to be breaking that down and just kind of see what did they get and also evaluate, did we think that we won? Did we think that we lost? Just talk a little bit about it and also introduce you a little bit to DJ Moore. But let's get right into it. So also, let me know down in the comments what you think of the trade too if you're watching out there on YouTube, just to kind of get this going. I'm curious to see how do we feel about this trade overall. But let's go through what did we actually get. So the Bears traded back. We trade just the number one overall pick, as far as I know, as of 5/22 on Friday the 10th. But the Bears get the number 9 pick overall, number 61 overall, the first round pick in 2024, and a second round pick in 2025. And probably one of the biggest trade pieces out there was DJ Moore. And not enough people are talking about this. DJ Moore's contract, 3 years, $52.265 million. That's on average $17.42 million a year. And that's phenomenal. We're talking about a number one wide receiver. And literally yesterday, PayPal and I, if you didn't see that, we were talking about what wide receivers we could get in free agency. And you could get a lot of bad wide receivers at $16 million, at $12 million, $13 million. And here we are getting a number one wide receiver. Now, not a prototypical number one, which we'll talk about later, but still at $17.42 million a year, a very, very good price for a very good wide receiver. But how good is DJ Moore is what a lot of people might be thinking about. I have some stats for him. So DJ Moore, 6 foot, about 210. I have him as 200 in the graphic, but he's about 210, and he's entering his 6th season in the league. Now, last year was one of his worst years. He had only 63 receptions for the Carolina Panthers, 888 receiving yards, and drop rate of about 5.9%, which isn't terrible, and 7 touchdowns overall. What else I can tell you is he's going to be 26 in 2023, which is insane. Think about it. I think that Darnell Mooney's 25, Claypool's 25, I believe, too. We have such a young core at wide receiver, and I think this also changes the whole Jackson Smith and Jigba, right? If he falls to you, then yeah, awesome. But do we really need another wide receiver now that we have DJ Moore, Claypool, and Mooney? This feels like a good wide receiving group now that we do have. And every single year, DJ Moore has graded above 71 according to PFF. His worst season was his rookie year, and last year was his second worst, and he still graded above a 73, which is a very good grade. And also over 1,000 yards receiving in 3 out of his last 5 seasons in Carolina. Carolina, not known for their quarterback play. DJ Moore still gets it done. And how he gets it done, he is a big play receiver. Now, not just, okay, lob it to him and he'll score a touchdown. I'm talking about yards after the catch. In his rookie year, he had 3.2 yards after catch above expected. So let me explain that to the people that it might be a little confusing. Above expected, yak above expected means, okay, you got the ball, and how many yards can you get after the catch? They'd say DJ Moore gets that many yards above expected. So his rookie year, he got 3.2 yards above the expectation according to NFL Next Gen Stats, and 0.8 his sophomore season. In his third year, 1.9 yards above expected, 1.5 yards above expected in his fourth season, and last year was his worst year at 0.1 yards above expected. Keyword, above expected. Like, he has a bad season, and it's basically as expected. I think DJ Moore, though, he provides a little bit of extra spark, and he does provide, honestly, veteran leadership, someone that has done it and can do it. I think, yeah, he's not a Justin Jefferson, right? And maybe if you're comparing him to Stephon Diggs, maybe a tick lower than Stephon Diggs. But to me, this guy's a good receiver. This guy was one of the only ones really on the market. And you get a first-round pick back. This is a huge deal. And one of the big things that, yet again, nobody's talking about it. I tweeted it out at Unbearable Sport. One of the biggest things about this is this creates excitement about the Bears before entering free agency. I'm excited about that, right? Because now people are looking at the Bears going, dude, they just got DJ Moore and they got a first-round pick next year and a second the year after that, and the Panthers are probably going to suck. Like, there's some excitement about that because now you know that what the Bears are going to do. Now, if we get like a Hargrave, right, or a lot of these other McGlinchey that we talked about yesterday, if we start stacking these good wide receivers, good players, this team is going to be pretty good. And let's talk a little bit more though about those draft picks, right? Now, the draft picks, this is something that maybe on first glance, I saw a couple people like, I wish we could have gotten more. I will say that there is something about the mock draft machines that really ruin our concept of draft value, right? We still got the 9th pick overall. Personally, I kind of wish we would have gotten the second at least, but we did get pick number 61. I wish we got a bigger haul for this year, but still a first-round pick in 2024, a second-round pick in 2025 really ain't that bad, especially if you consider DJ Moore. Like, what could you have gotten for DJ Moore, right? Would that have been a first pick? We were talking about this on the show. A second didn't seem rich enough when he was up on the trade block, right? But a first pick, especially knowing that the Bears were bad, like that could have been real bad. I think that overall, think about DJ Moore like another number one, another first round pick. I think he's in the same conversation as who went last year? AJ Brown. AJ Brown went for essentially a first and a third. DJ Moore, similar caliber, a first and a third. I think that's where you really see kind of the value with this. If we got a first and a third and the 9th pick in the draft and 61 and a first in 2024 and a second in 2025, I think this is different. I think that obviously that is a whole nother story. I think that Ryan Poles did a great job with this. The Bears have created buzz going into free agency. You still have a good pick with number 9, right? And you traded back. Chances are Jalen Carter, you don't know what's going on with that situation. What if Jalen Carter falls to us, right? Jalen Carter could fall to us at number 9, depending on what people think about that. And at that number 9 pick, we can get a good corner, right? Christian Gonzalez comes to mind. Peter Skoronski at left tackle, right tackle, wherever you want to play him out of Northwestern comes to mind as well. There's a lot of potential with this. And honestly, I'm just thankful that this is done. So now we can start creating mocks. We can see what could happen if the Bears did trade back again. But I kind of like this pick at number 9. I think that this is I think that this was good. What does everybody else think down in the comments below? I personally believe that this is going to be the start of something special. So, as always, make sure to like and subscribe out there on YouTube. Also, rate 5 stars everywhere that you get your podcast. Breaking news, right? Excited about it. And with that, Unbearable Sports Podcast, we're out.
Yeah, she's got some nice long hair and you know that she's a